So good evening, everybody. I'm going to try to make tonight's clip really short. Um, I honestly don't even know where to begin because I've been doing so much research and taking in so much information, and I've just watched a couple of videos that have left me mind blown when it comes to adverse childhood trauma and the impact that that has on society. Um, So, a couple of really quick updates. Much better sleep last night, thank heavens, and you can probably, see the difference in my voice and everything else tonight. I did get a much better sleep last night, thank heavens, and so hopefully this is the beginning of a good week. I know it's going to take me a few days to even begin to recover from the week that I've had. Anyways, still a wonderful outpouring of support. So greatly appreciated. And I've had a few people reaching out to me personally and starting some conversations. So I think that that's really healthy and beneficial. Um, where to begin tonight? I guess, and like I said, I want short, but basically. I think one of the things that I've come across today, one of the points that I really think it's important to make, of trauma and and its impact on people and stuff is that um, we kind of tend to judge our own emotions and reactions to things as bad. And I think we also tend to judge other people's reactions and emotions as bad as well. And I think that's one of the first places that we have to begin to tackle this stuff because um, it's not weakness. It's not a bad thing to express emotion and to try to bring this stuff to light and have these conversations and stuff. So it's important that we talk about it. It's important that we get it out there, and it's super super important that we start sharing this stuff so that we can open up this conversation, because I really feel like there's a monster hiding in the dark here in terms of mental health issues in Newfoundland in particular, and how that's impacting us as a society, and not to even mention the amount of money that's being spent on it. So I'll tackle that in future episodes. But basically, for tonight, I just wanted to touch base on how important it is for us all to start recognizing when we're experiencing things and allowing ourselves some space to be able to experience that and to talk about it and to take some time to deal with it. So that was one really important point that I wanted to make tonight, was about I think we really have to start being becoming a lot more compassionate towards ourselves and others when it comes to you know what we're experiencing and when. Um, Another thing that talk about tonight is the importance of self care. I shared a video on my Forward Coaching Facebook page um, where this lady talks about what self care really is. I found myself actually Googling that last week. And with all of the education and the research and everything else that I've done, I actually found myself at one point last week sitting there wondering what that really is, what it means and all that. So check out that video on my Forward Coaching Facebook page, because I think she really gives a really good explanation about what self-care really is. And it's interesting because she actually talks about how important it is for us to give ourselves space, to feel what we feel. And I think that there's a lot of healing in that. So please check that out. The other thing that I really want to ask people to do is to keep sharing these videos. It's extremely important, not just for me, but I think for all of us to start sharing this stuff on a more widely held basis. Because one of the things that I came to realize today as I was going through some of the information that I've been, finding is that I think it's important for people to realize that one of the main reasons why people end up in really drastic circumstances, when you talk about suicide, without like really severe medicine stuff, I think one of the things I've come to realize is that one of the reasons why people don't come forward, why people don't talk about it, why people don't go looking for help is that it's really scary to think how normalized this stuff has become in our society. And I know for myself, like if I had, and I mean, I can't say I didn't have any idea that I was suffering, but I had no idea the level of impact that it was having on me, throughout my life until now. And when I look back now, I found myself devastated at the fact that, what's how this has impacted me, how this has impacted my children and everything else. So um, sometimes people just don't know. We just normalize this stuff, and I think as a culture, I think that that's where this conversation has to go, is to start recognizing and acknowledging this stuff, because it you're so I know I was in my years growing up and stuff. Like we were just so it was such a thing to not talk about stuff, to not talk about mental illness, to not talk about alcoholism or abuse or neglect or and so many people I don't even think recognized it for what it was. And so, I mean, thank goodness, I think we've made a lot of strides in that, but I've also come to realize that we've got a really long way to go. So, you know, share these videos. Let's keep the conversation going. Reach out to people throughout, as we're going through this isolation period again now with COVID, and so many people are struggling with that. Do reach out to people. Just make sure that nobody is unaccounted for, because I think it's really that we be taking steps to make sure that our not just our loved ones, but our neighbors, our friends, and others are they're checked in on. Somebody's looking, because this is a really pervasive issue, especially now, and it's more important now more than ever to be doing those things. So some of the steps that I've been taking is I do feel like I've had a fairly productive day. Like I said, it's going to take me a couple of days to start to recover from everything that I've been dealing with over the past week, but and the lack of sleep being one of the biggest. But I am starting to go through that 30-day process, the video that I shared the other day about your future self and designing that. And that's been an interesting process for me today, because day one forces you to kind of sit down and write out, who you want to be in 3 years' time, that trying to create that identity from the ground up. So that was an interesting experience for me, because it kind of forces you to look at where you are now and some of the things that you might need to leave behind. So check that out on my Forward Coaching Facebook page as well. That's one of the things that I've been doing. I've also started to reach out to some other people as well. So some family members that I haven't spoken to for a while, and it's wonderful to connect with people. So even if it's just one person today that you can reach out to check on, that you can reach out to say hi, or, what have you, I think that that's really beneficial. So that's about it for me for today. I wanted to keep this, hopefully 10 minutes and under, and hopefully it's recording okay, so I won't have to do it again. Anyways, hope you have a great night, and I'll be checking in with you tomorrow, with and keeping the information and the links and stuff coming. So thanks very much for watching. Please share the heck out of it, and we'll tune in again tomorrow. Thanks. Have a great night.